In the last episode of Blue Eyes Samurai, we discovered the true identity of the samurai. A warrior who changed their identity and harbored a deep motive. We learned about their upbringing, who trained them, how they gained experience, and how they became the skilled samurai we see now. A major revelation came when Ringo discovered the samurai's secret. Continuing from this, episode 2 begins. Welcome to another recap. The episode opens with the 4 warriors sent by Heiji Shindo to kill Mizu. These 4 dangerous warriors arrive at Ringo's father's restaurant. As they enter, Ringo's father is nervously cleaning up the bloody remains of fingers that a traitor had previously cut off. The 4 warriors ask him if he has seen a samurai with blue eyes. Ringo's father, terrified and already shaken, hesitates to reveal anything, fearing the chaos these samurai could cause. Inside the restaurant, other customers sit quietly eating, unaware of the danger standing right in front of them. One of the warriors, with a menacing presence, notices someone's head lowered while they were being questioned. Without hesitation, he slices the person in half. This gruesome display terrifies Ringo's father, and out of sheer fear, he spills everything he knows about Mizu. He tells them that Mizu was holding a traitor and looking for information about Shindo Dojo. But beyond that, he knew nothing more. The scene then shifts to Mizu, who is on their next journey. Mizu feels the presence of someone nearby but cannot see anyone. Suddenly, Mizu turns around to find Ringo standing there, surprising them once again. Ringo confidently says, "I told you I'm fast." Mizu is bewildered, wondering how someone with such a large frame could sneak up without being noticed. Ringo pleads once more, "Please let me stay with you. I'll do all the work you need, I just want to learn from you. I promise I won't tell anyone that you're a girl." Hearing this, Mizu becomes furious. Drawing their sword, Mizu struggles to contain their anger, knowing they cannot kill Ringo. Instead, they channel their frustration on a nearby tree, slicing it cleanly in half with one stroke. After this display of power, Mizu glares at Ringo and threatens, "If I see you again after today, next time this sword will be aimed at your neck." Mizu enters the city as he always does by paying a bribe. But the guards here are more stubborn than usual. They beat up the man who gave them the bribe, leaving him badly hurt because he didn't have the proper papers to enter the city. Just as things were looking bad, Ringo comes running and tells the guards, "We've come here to work. I have not 1 but 2 entry cards. He's my student and I've brought him with me." Thanks to Ringo, both of them are let inside. Mizu starts to think that Ringo isn't all that bad after all, but still warns him, "You won't get what you want. Where I'm going, there's only pain, revenge, fighting, and bloodshed. You won't learn anything. You still have a chance, leave now." Ringo, however, is determined. "I'm already a pirate. If I learn anything from you, my life will be set. I don't want to go back, just let me stay by your side." Mizu remains silent, and they continue their journey. The scene shifts to Taijen, who is still devastated, holding his head in shame after his hair was cut. He's lost his honor and is consumed by anger. Akemi approaches him and says, "You're still thinking about this? Let it go. It's time to focus on something else." But Taijen, filled with bitterness, responds, "I can't forget this. He humiliated me. I've lost everything, my respect, my honor." Akemi tries to comfort him, "But he attacked you from behind. If he had challenged you directly, you would have fought him well and defeated him." Taijen realizes that Akemi might be right. Mizu hadn't beaten him in a fair fight but had ambushed him. Filled with new determination, Taijen decides to find Mizu again and challenge him to a proper duel. Akemi tries to stop him, pleading, "Please stay for me. Tomorrow we're supposed to get married." But Taijen, driven by revenge and the need to regain his honor, leaves, knowing that without his hair, Akemi's father will never approve of the marriage. The story returns to Ringo and Mizu. They're passing through a rough path when Ringo suddenly slips but manages to climb back up. Mizu once again tells him, "You can still turn back. There's no need for you to come with me." But Ringo is resolute, "I will definitely learn something from you. Even if I can master just one thing, it will be worth it." As they enter the city, they notice that it is eerily silent, not a single person in sight. Both sense that something is off, so they draw their weapons. As they walk down a narrow alley, they realize that the entire city is gathering for a festival. The people are celebrating, preparing for a day of purification. Mizu approaches a boatman and asks, "I need to get to the other side. How much will it cost? We need to leave as soon as possible." The boatman refuses, saying, "No matter how much you pay, we can't go that way today. It's our festival day and we're purifying ourselves. Come back tomorrow morning and I'll take you across. Frustrated, Mezu tries to find another boatman, but everyone is busy with the festival and no one is willing to help. Realizing that he won't be able to cross the river today, Mezu decides to stay in the city for the night. She purchases an anklet with her own money and ties it to Ringo's feet, telling him, "If you take this off, your training is over." Ringo promises, "I'll never take it off. I'll always keep it on." With that, Mezu tells Ringo to enjoy the festival and says, "We'll meet tomorrow morning." Taijen, still following Mezu, eventually reaches the same spot where the tree was cut. He notices footprints, and the tree is sliced so cleanly that Taijen knows only a skilled warrior like Mezu could have done this. He realizes that Mezu must have headed to the nearby village. The scene then shifts to a large temple where Heiji Shindo is staring ahead intently. Next to him is an Englishman. This Englishman has been living in Japan for over 10 years, despite the fact that all foreigners were expelled in 1633. His name is Fowler, and he's allied himself with Heiji Shindo. The city they're in, Shogun, is famous and they're planning something big there. Fowler, who's clearly grown impatient, asks Shindo, "You've already sent your soldiers, so why are you so concerned about killing that little boy? Tell me, when are we going to attack Shogun?" Shindo replies, "Don't worry about him. We're making preparations. Once everything is ready, we'll move to attack." At the same time, the man who had been telling his sob story challenges young Mezu to a duel, not knowing she's a girl. Mezu fights him using a wooden stick, hiding her true identity. The man continuously knocks her down, but during this challenge, Mezu starts to realize the burden of being a girl in a male-dominated world. She understands that if others discover she's a girl, they'll exploit her weakness and never take her seriously. From that moment on, Mezu decides to conceal her gender. She begins binding her chest with bandages and slowly transforms herself into the samurai warrior she is now, determined to live and fight as a man. Akemi begins packing her things, determined to escape secretly. Just as she's about to leave, Seki, her caretaker who raised her, catches her. "Where do you think you're going?" he asks. Akemi replies, "I'm going to find Taijen. I'll reach him in 4 days and marry him." Seki, realizing her determination, agrees to accompany her. The scene then shifts to Ringo, who is watching the festival in the city. Curious, he asks about the significance of the event. A local explains that each year, a piece of wood is thrown into the water, and whoever retrieves it is believed to have their wishes granted. Everyone in the village desires to get that piece of wood. The local suggests Ringo enjoy the festival and try some noodles. Although Ringo prided himself on making the best noodles, he tries noodles from 2 different vendors and is blown away. "Oh my god, I've never tasted anything this good. I had no idea such amazing noodles existed. Maybe I should just stay here. Mezu doesn't seem to want me around anyway. At least I'll have one thing to look forward to." Meanwhile, Mezu finds herself surrounded by warriors who threaten to kill her. "I don't even know who you are or why you're after me," she says. The warriors reveal that they are there because Mezu sought out the Shindo dojo and aimed to reach Heiji Shindo. "Your journey ends here," one of them declares. Mezu, unfazed, responds, "No, your journey will end before mine does." The festival in the village begins in full swing, with participants jumping into freezing water without any clothes. Ringo, swept up in the excitement, joins them. The priest throws the sacred piece of wood into the water, and Ringo, determined to win the festival, makes a wish to master a skill, any skill. To his surprise, Ringo manages to grab the wood. Back with Mezu, she's engaged in a fierce battle with the warriors. She leaps off a hill, scattering the group and viciously attacks, cutting them down one by one. Mezu, once a top warrior of Heiji Shindo, proves her skills by slicing through her enemies with ease. At one point, she nearly falls, but she catches herself with one hand and continues the fight, cutting the warriors in half. The last remaining warrior is someone from Mezu's past, the same person who had received the broken sword from her master during her childhood. This man had lived with the master and knew Mezu well. Their battle is intense, but Mezu senses something. Her eyes blink as she realizes someone is watching. That someone is none other than Taijen. Because of Taijen's presence, Mezu hesitates and receives a significant cut from the warrior. The warrior, on his final attack, tries to kill Mezu, but waves begin to rise. Mezu gathers her strength, raises her sword and kills the warrior. With his last breath, the warrior mutters, "I didn't want to die at your hands, you're a monster." And with that he dies. Just then, Taijen emerges and says, "Now it's my turn." Mezu, confused, asks, "Why are you here?" Taijen replies, "I came to regain my honor." Mezu, still weak, challenges him, "Then come and take it." Taijen charges at Mezu, but she's too exhausted to fight back. She collapses, unconscious. Taijen, thinking he could easily kill her, hesitates. For some reason, he can't bring himself to do it. And with that, the episode ends. We'll meet again in the next episode. Have a good day.